Do Kwon, who we've had on the show before and recently pled guilty in a massive crypto fraud case.
All right, this is interesting. I had Do Kwon on. He was trying to explain to me, and I haven't watched it since. And shout out to our second felon who appeared on the program before they were a felon and then became a felon. So I think we have two of those historically, Nikola, who has been pardoned, and then Do Kwon. Both these individuals were on the pod. And in both of these interviews, just to give myself a little pat on the back, I was skeptical.
Yeah.
I threw a couple of little jabs at them to try and get the truth, because I had suspicions that when somebody can't explain to me what they're doing on a business level, and listen, I'm not an investigative journalist, but the Nikola tape from that interview was in his trial as evidence. And I don't know if we were evidence in the Do Kwon one, but I was massively confused with where the money was coming from. Play the clip.
Yeah. First, Jason, we're going to hear about from Do Kwon how the stablecoin worked, and then we have your Q&A right following. So let's start with how Do Kwon explained at the time how the Terra Luna stablecoin pairing operated.
Terra USD is in sort of a burgeoning class of stablecoins called algorithmic stablecoins. While the currency remains itself pegged to a fiat currency like the dollar, it's not backed explicitly by a dollar in the bank account. Instead, it uses a set of game theoretic incentives that live on a blockchain to make sure that the currency retains its value against the dollar. The idea is that for every Terra stablecoin that's issued, you need to burn $1 worth of an ecosystem token called Luna. And vice versa, when you're looking to redeem 1 Terra USD, you can burn that Terra USD and then mint $1 of Luna at any given time. When Terra USD, due to increase in demand, starts trading slightly above $1, let's say $1.10, an arbitrager has an incentive to burn $1 worth of Luna and then mint 1 Terra USD and then sell it into the market for $1.1, thereby capturing a 10% arb spread. And the reverse direction, the same is true. If Terra USD is trading at a discount, you can buy it and then swap it to $1 worth of Luna and then capture 10% arb that way.
All right, okay. Jason.
Alex, you are a finance journalist. Explain to me what he just said in plain English like I'm a 12-year-old.
All right.
If you can.
Yeah, no,
it's totally fine for you to say, I don't understand what he said.
I do. It's just hard to explain to a 12-year-old because it's relatively complicated. Okay, let's start with how most stablecoins work, which is I go to Jason's stable, I give you $1 of US currency, you give me $1 token, and then you invest my dollar that I gave you into treasury bonds or corporate debt or whatever you want that's going to keep it nice and safe and have it grow a little bit. I then have a digital representation of the dollar that I can take around the internet and use as I will. And it stays very close to its $1 peg because you, Jason, are willing to exchange my little token on the blockchain for my original dollar back and forth. Very simple one-to-one backing, this is called. This is how Circle's USDC works and how Tether's USDT works. Now, this is different.
Works, right? USDT. Tether has been cleaning up their act according to reports.
Yes, I was trying to avoid getting hit with all the tweets about how I'm spreading FUD about Tether again.
Well, they had tons of legal action against them in different markets, so we don't have to sit here and speculate. We can just say, look at the history of Tether, look at the attestations, look at the critique of it. Probably feels to me like a lot of valid critiques and actions where they were banned in certain jurisdictions for not having as tight an audit as people believe they should have. Now, in this case, instead of owning a treasury and being audited, Do Kwon was doing something else, which I could not understand during this interview.
Yeah. So they had two tokens that were in play here. One was UST, which was their stablecoin, which is supposed to be pegged at $1. And then they had a token called Luna that was associated with their Terraform blockchain. So the idea was you could buy a UST, a Tether token, for $1 worth of Luna. And therefore, if the value of UST went up, people would therefore take their Luna, burn it, which is get rid of it, and convert that into UST tokens because they were getting a little bit of a value bump, the arb spread that he said. So essentially, as UST would deviate from its peg, people would either buy or sell those tokens to get rid of Luna to balance it. So as long as people had belief and faith in Luna, you could, in theory, keep the value of UST relatively stable by balancing them around the $1
But
peg.
Luna had no intrinsic value. It wasn't a stable coin. It was a crypto project of nebulous core value, not dissimilar than Ethereum, Solana, or XRP.
Absolutely. This is called
which the value of those is whatever people perceive the value to be.
And the idea was with an algorithm that let people burn Luna to get Tether, or sorry, to get UST, or to burn UST to get Luna, keeping it at $1, it would just stay stable. The problem was there was a lot of incentives that were put onto the market to help to get people to essentially hold UST. One thing called the Anchor protocol was offering a 20% yield, Jason, on people who held UST within its protocol. Then a lot of money got pulled out of Anchor, and then suddenly a lot of people wanted to burn their UST in exchange for Luna. That led to a decline in the value of the stablecoin, and then that led to a massive print on the Luna side, devaluing the Luna token, and then you had kind of a death spiral down to effectively zero, and tens of billions of dollars were lit on fire.
Allegedly, according to these lawsuits.
Allegedly, according to these lawsuits, please don't sue us, etc.
I'm not a PhD in mathematics or markets. I don't have. I've taken a macroeconomics course on my own from MIT and Stanford that are on for. I think I took both of them that are online for free on YouTube to try to sharpen my blade in understanding all this. But at a certain point, things become too complex to understand, and distributed and unregulated means I'm out.